Well, Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously add Wissa to their transfer list. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And we're watching us from my group by the names of Rokan David. Smash the like button, comment and share if at all you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash the like button, comment and share if at all you're watching us for the very first time. Subscribe, guys, because we want to hit 24,000 100, you know. So guys, go ahead and obviously subscribe to this channel. Now we're also going to be talking about Thomas Müller, one of the legends at Bayern Munich. They've gone ahead and obviously issued a very huge positive appeal to him, and I think he's gonna really love it. And lastly, we are going to be talking about Kvaratskhelia and how he left the side of Napoli to join PSG. Let's see close to 300 likes much on this video, and don't forget to obviously turn on the notification bell after subscribing. We are powered by Mono Gadgets. 17th of January 2025, and we are left with 14 days to see to it that this month comes to an end. That is the month of January. We are powered by Mono Gadgets. They are dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. And if at all you need a used phone and a used laptop, go ahead and obviously call them on that number that you see into the lower left bottom corner, and they'll have you to the fullest. You know, it's +256 70 99 88 665. They are really dealers in brand new phones. You understand? They are dealers in brand new phones and laptops. Even if you need a used laptop and a used phone, you can call them onto that number. And lastly, they are also part of the what is it called? They also have affordable smartwatches that you can obviously get, and those affordable smartwatches will obviously serve you the best purpose for what you want. So that's what we really had in here for you, for our sponsors, and Crab Shoes is obviously coming up next. So if you have a child and you want to buy him or her shoes, I'm going to be letting you know where you should go to obviously buy those shoes as you prepare to take your children back to school. Now, the big story was dropped by J. Passy of the Daily Telegraph, or the Telegraph, has told us that Brentford's Yoane Wissa is reportedly on Arsenal's list of forward targets. Now, the story I did of Benjamin Šeško commenced with a statement that came in through from Fabrizio Romano that everything has gone ahead to change. And what has gone ahead to change? It has been all about what has gone ahead to change has been all about their charge to obviously get in players in the January transfer window. And we've been told by Fabrizio Romano that Arsenal have been making big moves looking for players in the past 24 to 48 hours. And now, this is why names like Wissa that we haven't gone ahead obviously here about are onto the list of those players that Arsenal are really looking at. And why is Arsenal looking at Wissa? You know, Wissa is 28 years of age and he's 1.7 meters tall, and this season he's scoring for fun. I tell you, he has played 18 Premier League games. He has 11 goals and 2 assists, meaning that he averages a goal or an assist in every game that he plays. You know, that he is a Wissa for you. EFL Cup, he has played 3 games and he has scored 1 goal, meaning that he has gone ahead to play 21 games and he has scored 12 goals with 2 assists. That is Wissa for you. And that is really very attractive for a team like Arsenal. And for a team like Arsenal, we all know to it that they need players in the Premier League. Because if you want to sign in players and you want to obviously be part of those teams that are competing for the trophy, all you have to do is you have to go in for those players that are in the Premier League. Because fitting the system is really very easy. especially for modern players whose football intelligence is always high. But there is one thing that is really out of order. And what is it? If you are not used to the Premier League, you'll need to adapt to the league. That's why Arsenal are really looking at Premier League players and looking at Wissa, and they're like, Wissa can get excited if Arsenal is looking at him, and in the due course, he might find himself into a position of really forcing a move out of a side of Brentford. You remember when Arsenal knocked on the door of Caicedo, they agreed personal terms, but Brighton was like, even if you get us how much money, we are not obviously gonna really sell this player. Remember, Arsenal first went ahead of his put in a bid of £65 million, rejected, and then they went in for a bid of £75 million. It was rejected. Arsenal really had money and they're willing to go in for third, but they never wanted to obviously ruin their relationship with the side of Brighton. And with Brentford, Arsenal really has some good relationship with them, and they first did a business last summer when they obviously got in David Raya on loan with an obligation to buy, and they got a player from Brentford. And it looks like if it's not the January transfer window, a player of Brentford is obviously going to cross from Brentford to Arsenal on a permanent, either Mbeumo or Wissa, because Arsenal is really doing great. And I've also seen a story linking Damsgaard to the side of Arsenal, a story that I'm yet to obviously come up and confirm. And if at all I really get some other great bosses talking about it, I'll come here and obviously add my voice to it. But Wissa is a striker that has gone ahead to score 11 goals in the Premier League. And I tell you what, he can at least serve as a patch for now. He can act as a plaster on the wound, because I don't think that Wissa is that striker that Arsenal really need. But he's that kind of striker that can come through and obviously help them extend their chase for the Premier League trophy, because he can lead the line. He can play behind the striker, he can play as a left forward and right forward. He's really a versatile player. If at all you've gone ahead obviously to follow him on several occasions, his versatility is out of this world. So I think that's why Arsenal is really going for him. And by the way, he ticks all the boxes of a forward that Arsenal would need, though most of you will need an out-and-out striker. But as I told you, all what Arsenal need is a versatile player. If Arsenal is to sign one player, I think that player should be versatile. He should be able to lead the line. He should be able to play in the midfield. Should be able to play as a left and wide forward, especially onto the right forward. And this is where I find it a little bit hard, because the right attacking side of the midfield might obviously affect Arsenal a lot, as it has been the most productive side for them this season. And when Saka really gets injured, you know what happens. But yesterday, you saw to it that they got a goal from the left side through Leandro Trossard, and maybe he's trying to obviously revive that side to see to it that all really goes on as well and planned. So that is exactly what we are getting in through from the side of Wissa. You understand? And Arsenal are really interested in the player, and he's on the list, meaning that Arsenal hasn't gone ahead obviously make up their mind on who they want to sign, but Wissa is one of those they've gone ahead obviously look at. Looks like Benjamin Šeško is really ahead of that hierarchy, all at the apex of that hierarchy with the likes of Vlahovic, but that doesn't deny Wissa to come on the list, because Wissa is a very good player and a Premier League proven player. And remember, these players that you're talking about are not playing into the Premier League. Vlahovic is not in the Premier League, and the other player is also not into the Premier League. That is Vlahovic. So Benjamin Šeško and Vlahovic play for the Bundesliga and Serie A respectively. Now, as the story took center stage, Alex Crook has come out and obviously said the following, that understand, Brentford have no plans to sell Yoane Wissa this month. Wissa is tremendous from Wissa's tremendous form with 11 Premier League goals and 2 assists this season. So Obviously, no one doubts what they're saying about the player. He's in tremendous form. That is it. No one doubts that. No one doubts that he's in tremendous form. I tell you, he is really in tremendous form, and we all believe that, and no one really is saying no to that. But all I want to let you know is Alex Rook says Brentford has no plan to sell, but he has not refuted the story that he's on the list of Arsenal, meaning that the player is on the list of Arsenal, but Brentford is not willing to sell the player. That's what we are getting from Alex Crook. You know, they're not willing to sell. But I tell you, there are factors that can let you sell a player even if you don't want to sell the player. And Wissa might see this as a one-time opportunity. And I told you, when it comes to African players and teams like Arsenal, when they knock on their door, obviously, these players understand that this is a once-in-life opportunity, and he might push to obviously see what is going to come out, you know. And even Arsenal might be putting out this story to test the waters and see what Wissa can do, you know. Can Wissa obviously say, I want to come to Arsenal, you understand, and push for a move to obviously come to Arsenal? One will ask, what of his contract? Let me obviously look through his contract and see how it is, and for how long is he still at the London best sides. Wissa's contract, that's what I'm really trying to look at. Wissa's contract, where are you at? I want to know for how long he's still here. They're not trying to provide it to me. This is really wrong. Contracts, that's what I want. Now, his contract expires in 2025, you know, and he really extended his contract in 2022, and he signed a contract of 3 years, and they're expiring in 2025. So is Wissa gonna be running out of contract in the summer, or there is an option of a further 1 more year? You get? So they can trigger that and see how things are really going to happen. But I think if at all you are Brentford, that shows you that maybe you are not in control of such a player, and you have to let him really leave and go and find elsewhere he's really going to find comfort. And I think with this contract of Wissa, if he pushes hard, I tell you, Brentford can sell him. And that shows you how good Arsenal are on spotting on players that they want, because they know the player's contract is going to run down, and Arsenal can offer him ×3 the amount of money he's really getting. Because when I looked through his salary that he earns a week, annual salary is 1.3 million US dollars. That is really less, you know. That means weekly he earns like 50,000 US dollars, 200. He doesn't make 50. I think he's around 20, 30, around there. That's what he earns. And I think Arsenal can multiply that into 3 to see that he earns close to 100,000 US dollars. And I think that can obviously make better sense for Wissa, according to me. Now, let's go to Bayern Munich Bundesliga. Christian Falk, obviously, coming in through from Build, has come up and obviously told us that Bayern Munich have informed Thomas Müller that he would be offered a new contract if he wanted to continue. However, it currently looks more likely that Müller will retire in the summer. A decision is expected in April. So, Müller has been at Bayern Munich for some time, if at all you know, and he has tried to obviously put in a lot of efforts that would see him really thrive. Remember, he's 35 years of age, and people will be like, 35? Ronaldo is clocking 40 and still really playing, but he's playing in the Saudi Pro League, not into the main league. And this season, he has played 17 games in the Bundesliga, 1 goal and 2 assists. That is Thomas Müller for you. In the Champions League, 5 games, 1 goal and 1 assist. That is Thomas Müller for you. And DFB Pokal Cup, 2 games, 2 goals and 1 assist. And I think he's that uniting factor that they are left with. And he has the history of the club all over his head. He has gone ahead to win very many trophies there. And the club is like, if at all you feel like you want a new contract, it's obviously going to be provided to you. That's what you're getting in through from Build, from Christian Fall. But if I'm Thomas Müller, it will depend on to what I want. But it's really a tricky situation. Retiring in the summer will be something great for him. But if at all he feels like he can continue pushing, let him continue to do the needful. But it will be up to him and his family, because he earns some good amount of money at Bayern Munich because of the respect and the experience, and him being that player that these other managers tell those youngsters to use as a reference in how they can obviously maintain themselves playing for a top team until the age of 35. So we are waiting to see the decision of Thomas Müller, but it's all dependent on him, not on the club. The club has already come up and obviously told us that it's okay for them to see to it that they're ready to give him a new contract. Now, one of the stories that was ran by Fabrizio Romano, that is yesterday but one, Kvaratskhelia to PSG, here we go. Deal sealed today, or was still 3 days back. As planned between the two clubs, the transfer fee will be in excess of 70 million euros package as per RMS. 5-year contract for Kvaratskhelia. Story revealed last week, now confirmed. So, Kvaratskhelia has left Napoli and is now a player of PSG. Now, it's in excess of 70 million euros, meaning that Napoli were not willing to let this player go unless otherwise they gave him 80 million euros, because they knew to it that this player was left with 2.5 years on his contract, and in the summer they wouldn't have failed to get in a person who is obviously gonna sell him, who is obviously gonna buy him for 80 million euros. And teams like Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona would have gotten the money to help them really get this deal done. And that's why PSG have been very, 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 very early for this transfer, because they knew to it that it won't really favor them when Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal are really into for this player. Obviously, he would prefer to come to the Premier League or Spanish La Liga other than going to the League One, and I think even if Bayern Munich came up, he would have gone ahead, obviously say, all right, I'm really willing to obviously go to the Bundesliga rather than going into the French League One. They've gone ahead, obviously, do what Chelsea did in the winter transfer window of 2023. What did Chelsea do? What Chelsea did was, Chelsea went in for Enzo Fernandez because they knew to it that no club could obviously match the 120 million euro buyout clause that Benfica wanted. And in the summer, his release clause would have shrinked by 40 million euros, meaning that a team with 80 million euros would have comfortably competed for that transfer window. You understand? Sorry, for that player in the winter transfer. And Real Madrid was really all ears. Barcelona was all there waiting to see to it that everything really comes to pass. So that's what we had for you. Your thoughts on Wissa on Arsenal's transfer list. What do you make about it? And what do you make about Kvaratskhelia and obviously Thomas Müller? And this is what you're really getting in through right about now. The list of strikers is really flooding in at Arsenal. And tell me, which striker do you want to be at the club of Arsenal? I'm out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.